Volcanoes are some of the most awe-inspiring yet terrifying forces of nature. They can create new land, but they can also wipe out entire civilizations in moments. Throughout history, eruptions have changed landscapes, altered climates, and even rewritten human history. Today, we're recounting down the top 3 most dangerous volcanoes on Earth, mountains of fire that have shaped the world and still pose serious threats today. Coming up, number 3, Mount Vesuvius, where the ground beneath your feet turns to glass and time itself seems to stand still. Towering over the Bay of Naples in Italy, Mount Vesuvius is one of the most iconic symbols of destruction in human history. It is here that in the year 79 AD, near the height of the Roman Empire, the earth rumbled, the sky darkened, and Vesuvius unleashed a fury that forever altered the course of human civilization. Today, the volcano continues to pose a significant threat, with more than 3 million people living within its potential reach. So why is Vesuvius so dangerous today? Let's dive deeper into the history and science behind this ominous mountain. On August 24, 79 AD, the Earth shook violently around midday as Mount Vesuvius began its explosive ascent. Plumes of smoke and ash rose high into the atmosphere, blotting out the sun and casting the region into darkness. Over the next 2 days, the skies rained pumice and ash, blanketing the surrounding area in a thick layer of molten material. The Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were caught in the path of this fiery rain. Entire buildings turned to glass, their interiors filled with solidified molten stone. Among the ruins of Pompeii, countless statues and frescoes have been unearthed, preserving a snapshot of Roman life frozen in time. Some residents were encased in the falling ash, their final moments captured forever. By the time the eruption ended, approximately 11,000 people had perished. But what made Vesuvius so devastating was not just the initial blast, but the aftermath. A thick layer of ash and pumice covered the landscape, followed by earthquakes that further destabilized the region. Pyroclastic surges, incredibly hot mixtures of gas and solid matter, flowed down the volcano's slopes, incinerating everything in their path. Even today, archaeologists continue to uncover new artifacts and learn more about the lives of the people who lived in this shadow. For centuries, Vesuvius remained quiet, lulling the inhabitants of the surrounding area into a false sense of security. It wasn't until the 16th century that the mountain awoke again, beginning a cycle of eruptions that continue to this day. The real danger of Vesuvius lies in its proximity to densely populated areas. If the volcano were to erupt with the same force as in 79 AD, the consequences would be even more disastrous. Modern Naples, with a population of over 3 million, would bear the brunt of the impact. The city lies only 15 miles from Vesuvius, and the blast radius extends much farther than one might think. Other nearby cities, such as Caserta and Salerno, with hundreds of thousands of residents each, are also vulnerable. A major eruption would send shockwaves throughout Italy and beyond. Global temperatures would drop, as ash and sulfate aerosols blocked sunlight, disrupting agriculture and economies worldwide. The release of toxic gases like carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide would pose serious risks to human health and the environment. Airplanes would face cancellations due to airspace closures, grounding millions of passengers. Italy's strategic location in the Mediterranean would mean that trade routes would be disrupted, impacting global supply chains. The cultural heritage sites like Pompeii and Herculaneum, now UNESCO World Heritage Sites, would face further damage, robbing future generations of irreplaceable artifacts. Vesuvius stands as a stark reminder of the unpredictability of nature. Its history serves as a lesson in both resilience and vulnerability. The Italian government is keenly aware of the potential threat and has taken steps to mitigate the risk. An evacuation plan has been put in place, although evacuating nearly 3 million people swiftly would be logistically challenging. Constant monitoring of seismic activity and gas emissions is carried out. Educational campaigns raise public awareness about emergency procedures. Despite these precautions, the specter of Vesuvius looms large over the region. Its past eruptions have left an indelible mark on history, but it is the potential for future eruptions that continues to captivate and terrify us. Number 2, Mount Merapi. In the heart of Java, Indonesia, stands Mount Merapi, a majestic yet menacing presence whose very name means mountain of fire in Indonesian. It is not just a title, but a testament to the volcano's volatile nature. Eruptions occur, on average, every 5 to 10 years, spewing hot lava and dangerous volcanic ash. In 2010 alone, an eruption claimed the lives of over 350 people and forced hundreds of thousands to flee their homes. So, what makes Merapi so unique and terrifying? Unlike other volcanoes that provide clear warnings before an eruption, Merapi often surprises. It is known for its unpredictable nature and sudden violent outbursts. One moment it might seem calm, and the next it could unleash a torrent of lava and ash, burying entire villages in seconds. Merapi's most destructive force is its pyroclastic flows, a searing mixture of superheated gas and volcanic rock. These flows cascade down the volcano's slopes at speeds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, incinerating everything in their path. Trees are scorched and reduced to ashes. Solid rock melts into a sea of lava, and sturdy buildings collapse into smoldering heaps. On November 2010, when the Yogyakarta was struck by a 7.2 magnitude earthquake, Merapi reacted by releasing a massive pyroclastic flow, engulfing the surrounding areas and causing widespread devastation. Entire communities were wiped out overnight. Homes were obliterated, farmlands turned to barren wastelands, and survivors were left picking through the ashes of their lives. Despite the danger, millions of people continue to reside in the shadow of Merapi. The slopes of the volcano are blessed with rich volcanic soil, making them ideal for farming. Many have chosen to stay, hoping for a good harvest, while others simply have nowhere else to go. This creates a precarious situation, a dance between hope and danger. Every rumble of the volcano, every tremor echoes the potential for disaster. So, what makes Merapi so special and terrifying? First, it's the speed and unpredictability of its eruptions. In a matter of hours, it can transform from a slumbering giant to a raging inferno. Second, it's the sheer force of its pyroclastic flows. These surges of gas and volcanic rock cascade down its slopes at breakneck speeds, incinerating everything in their path. Third, it's the human factor. Millions of people live and work in Merapi's shadow, drawn to its fertile soil but constantly at risk. Merapi's eruptions are a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature. It's a place where beauty and danger converge, where the rhythm of life is dictated by the volcano's whims. Number 1. Mount Rainier. Standing majestically in the Pacific Northwest, Mount Rainier is a seemingly tranquil peak capped with snow and glaciers, a picturesque sight that draws visitors from around the world. But beneath its serene exterior lies a sleeping giant, a volcano capable of cataclysmic eruptions and threatening the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. So what is it about this stratovolcano that poses such a serious threat? Why is it one of the most dangerous in the world? One of the primary reasons for Rainier's classification as one of America's most dangerous volcanoes is its proximity to major urban centers. The Seattle-Tacoma metropolitan area, home to over 4 million people, lies within the potential impact zone of a major eruption. If the volcano were to erupt with the force of previous historical eruptions, the consequences would be devastating. Ash and volcanic debris could blanket the surrounding areas, disrupting transportation systems, burying homes, and causing widespread power outages. However, the true danger of Mount Rainier lies not just in its explosive power, but also in its glaciers. Unlike volcanoes that pose threats through lava and ash, Rainier's danger comes from the melting of its vast ice sheets. If the volcano were to erupt or experience even minor instability, the intense heat could rapidly melt large sections of the glaciers. This would release enormous amounts of water, mud, and volcanic debris, known as lahars, which could race down the mountain slopes at alarming speeds, barreling through small towns and potentially reaching all the way to Tacoma. Entire neighborhoods could be swallowed by these muddy waves, causing catastrophic damage. Another factor that makes Mount Rainier so dangerous is its shape and structure. The volcano's summit is relatively flat, creating a large crater that could rapidly fill with water during an eruption. As the crater fills, the water could spill over the edges, forming a wave that rushes down the valleys. This phenomenon, known as a crater lake outburst flood, could add to the destructive power of lahar, compounding the potential damage. It's important to note that Mount Rainier hasn't had a major eruption in the past 1,500 years. However, it remains highly active with steam and gas regularly escaping from vents on its slopes. Scientists closely monitor any signs of increased activity, knowing that when it erupts, the consequences will be severe. What sets Mount Rainier apart is the unusual nature of its potential disaster. While most volcanoes pose threats through lava and ash, Rainier's danger comes primarily from its glaciers and the potential for devastating lahars. This makes it a unique and, in some ways, more unpredictable threat. Mount Rainier stands as a stark reminder of the unexpected ways in which nature can unleash its fury. Its glaciers, far from being a picturesque addition to its landscape, are a ticking time bomb. Should the volcano erupt or its glaciers melt rapidly, the consequences would be catastrophic. The dense population in its vicinity means that the potential for loss of life and property is high. As we marvel at the beauty of this majestic mountain, let us also remember the hidden dangers that lie beneath. And there you have it, folks, a journey to the fiery peaks and perilous slopes of three of the most dangerous volcanoes on our planet. If you liked this episode, don't forget to hit the like button for more exciting content. Thanks for joining me today. Stay safe and keep exploring.